I presume I'm allowed to say that. I don't know whether I am, but
well, you have.
I have now.
Too late. It's out there.
Too late, I've said it.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Listen, before we go any further, please like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
And like and follow us on Facebook.
And follow us on Twitter. And don't forget to tweet.
And of course, don't forget, everybody out there, for Instagram. You see, Instagram is something that I've come to love. And I enjoy it very much. And I love all the
listen,
photos
darling, I'm
and
going to stop
everything.
you there. Sherrie, darling, I'm going to stop you with a lot of love. Because I, first of all, have to make a public apology. Margaret has felt it necessary to write in because she felt that I was being too mean to you. I think she didn't see Wednesday's episode when I absolutely sung your praises about seeing Benidorm for the 100th time.
I'm not upset at all.
Say that again,
and
Harriet.
just to reassure Margaret.
Benidorm.
Yes.
Sorry, what was it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, whatever.
Benidorm.
Anyway, just shush. Listen, just to tell you, Margaret, you may think that I'm being mean, but it is, you are right, just banter. We couldn't be closer, could we, darling?
No.
No, she's lost her hearing. Anyway, get over yourself. Anyway, I'm going to go to Dress Up Friday. It's okay, please save your acting for the show, darling. Please, take it away. Anyway, Dress Up Friday. I was inspired by Debbie's beautiful look last week. So I went and got a box 2, beautiful linen. It's a lovely long sort of coat thing. It's gorgeous and it's light and airy.
Can you stand up? I'd like to see this.
Not without ropes and pulleys, I can't, no. Okay. Here we go, little 12.
Oh, it's very pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. And I was inspired by Debbie, but I promised Debbie, either I will be hugely socially distanced if we're ever in the same outfit at the same place, or I won't wear it. We'll have to check. But it's divine and it's beautiful. So,
well, it's very pretty, and I mean that with all sincerity, Harriet.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you see the face? So check it, Margaret. She's making the face to me now. Please write in on my behalf. Listen, Sherrie, dearest friend, what are you wearing today, my dear?
Well, I'm in primrose, of course. And it's because I thought it was going to be a hot, sunny day today. So it's a long dress, actually, in primrose with a little bit of a top to it. Can you see?
Yes.
I just love primrose. I think it's flattering, shall I say. Flattering. So that's me today. So, Dee, what on earth are you wearing?
Well, darling, I am off to Wimbledon. Although it is not happening, I'm still going. In my dreams, darling.
There you go.
So yes, I'm actually going to Wimbledon, and I'm going to be watching the tennis. And this is how I would dress watching the tennis.
Right, what have you got on, actually?
Up,
Well,
has she got anything on the bottom? Check she's wearing something on the bottom.
I can't go any further, you see.
That you see?
Yes, I can't go any further. So
No, Nick.
as I say, it is all a fantasy, really. Well, I won't go there. But anyway.
No, please stop. Dee, it's the nighttime show.
Darling.
It's not.
Fantasy.
That's the nighttime show.
Late night, I will tell you more.
There we go.
Darling. You look divine as always.
I'm just in white.
Never
I'm in
mind,
summer.
sorry.
Summer in white. That's all. Just a white little summery frock. And earrings, of course.
Yes,
always.
I'd like to have mine done, but you know I can't.
I know you can't because all of those little things will come out.
Come and live in my ears and get into my brain, so I can't.
I think it's already happened, Sherrie.
They might already be there.
I agree.
Well, you never know, do you?
Never.
But listen, more importantly, stop all this banter. They want banter. Stop all this banter and this nonsense, because I'm now introducing my bestest friend and the longest friend in the world, and the wonderful Les Dennis. Come in, Les.
Welcome to the nest.
Hello,
How
Wonderbirds.
are you?
I'm very good. Very good. And you lot?
We're
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Listen, I've got a surprise for you, Les.
Yes.
An old friend has just popped in. She wants to say hello. And I haven't seen her for ages either.
Whoa!
Hello, Les. I know it's been a long time. We haven't seen each other, but we go back a long, long time. Can I just ask you, please, Les, as well as meeting me, what is the highlight of your career so far?
Well, you know, there's nothing compares with meeting the beautiful you. So the other highlight is working with Sherrie Hewson. Working on the Madhouse with Russ, and then the Russ Abbott Show, and so many things.
Oh, so many years.
And
So many years.
And me.
Bye. Wasn't that
And the other
lovely?
highlight was working with me on the Laughter Show.
Absolutely, that was fantastic too. That was great.
We had a lot of fun because when we first met, well, in Twickenham, didn't we? When we lived there.
Yeah.
And we used to go.
Still live there?
No. We used to go to that restaurant on the corner, all of us, didn't we?
The little Greek restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great, that little place, just on the St. Margaret's Bridge.
Yeah, but it was 40 years ago, Les.
How can it be, darling? You're only 35.
Crazy.
You're only 35. How can it
How
be 40
is that
years
possible?
ago? It isn't possible, darlings.
But it doesn't seem that long ago, does it, Les?
It doesn't seem that long ago, no. But then nothing seems that long ago since we've been in this state, does it? Seems like a blink of an eye, you know.
It does.
Well, we won't go into our blink of an eye then, Les.
Oh, tell us more.
No.
Les, did you do a Thunderbirds thing with Lady Penelope? How does that all worked out?
I did it with Lisa Maxwell. We did a great skit on it, and it was terrific to do. And I think it's still out there on YouTube. You know, I was Parker.
Great.
Yeah.
I remember
You're a great Parker. Really good Parker.
I remember
Les,
that.
I wanted to ask you. I wanted to say I adored you in Extras. That episode was so wonderful. The whole thing was amazing. But I wondered, is there any standout comedy moment from this lockdown for you? Has anything happened that?
Well, I actually I went and did a play that I did 8 years ago called Jigsy, which is about a comedian, a working club comedian, a real guy, Jackie Hamilton was based on. And we decided to go, because it was a one-man play, we decided to go into the theatre at the Royal Court in Liverpool and film it. So that was great for me. It meant that I could go and do something and be creative. Because, you know, that I think that's what's been so hard for all of us, isn't it? You know, the fact that there's you know, suddenly what we do has stopped. You know, live theatre is what we crave, and so for me to be able to go in and do that was a great highlight.
And anything in real life that's funny that's happened?
Anything in real life? Well, homeschooling my kids.
Yeah.
How old?
Yes.
How's that going?
Well, you know, I'm 66 and I've got two little ones now. I started again at 55, so I got Eleanor, who's 12. Thank you. Eleanor, who's 12, and Tom, who's 9. And I just, before I came on, I'd say, Tom, you've got form time now. So as soon as we start in the mornings, you know, I'm 5 minutes in and Tom looks at me and says, what time's my break?
Oh, how lovely.
And I'm doing maths with him and I'm going, what are you talking about? He said, well, you know, with this multiplication, we have to drop the eggs. And I'm going, what? And it's a total new way of doing it. I mean, I was never good at maths anyway, but it's a total new way of doing it. So for me anyway. And so I've been learning things. I feel like I've gone back to school, and it's been great to connect with him and to be able to do that with him. But I wouldn't rush to do it every day.
No.
It must be really, really hard. I couldn't imagine anything worse than homeschooling. I really couldn't.
Yeah,
it's the fact he wants a break time after 5 minutes.
Yeah,
says it all.
Do you think you'll get Jigsy up and running again, Les?
Well, we don't know. I mean, we did it at the Royal Court, and they left the setup. So maybe when the theatre opens again, we might go back in and do it. You know, and hopefully. But it's what's lovely is it's there for all the people, you know, who go to that theatre. to look at on YouTube. And, you know, we haven't asked for donations or anything. We've just said, you know, when you feel like, come back to the theatre, and when you can do that. The Royal Court in Liverpool is a great theatre because it's dinner theatre. The auditorium is set out
amazing
for dinner.
amazing
you know, they eat there, and then at 8 o'clock the tables are cleared, but you sit with your drink and watch the play. So it's
I've
great.
always wondered why that hasn't been a bigger genre in the UK, because I used to do all the limo tours. I don't know if you girls did them as well. Did you ever do a limo tour?
No.
I never did one.
Don't know.
Did you do one, Les?
No, I didn't, but I envied the people who did. I fancied
I did 5 of them.
Were they
Wow.
great?
And they were just the best times of my life. And they went all over the world, first class, but it was all dinner theatre. It was all done with, you know, in the hotels, and then the ballrooms became the set. And the people used to eat their dinner, and then we'd go on about 10 o'clock at night, but we were just looked after like kings and queens. And I even got married. I got married to David on one in Hong Kong. And Derek Nimmo gave me away. He was calling himself the father of the bride.
But Les, your career just goes, I mean, you know, we've known each other since God was a boy. And you've had I mean, like last year you spent at the Royal Shakespeare Company, didn't you?
Yeah, that was another box ticked. I always, you know, when I was at school, when I was 17, I went to the RSC and saw at 12th Night with an actor called Emrys James, and I remember sitting watching it and being spellbound by this brilliant performance of him as Feste, and thinking, I want to do that one day. And then last year, my niece Jodie McNee, who is quite a big RSC player, she had the lead role in this play called Venice Preserved by Thomas Otway, very a kind of restoration tragedy, and very rarely performed. And she called me up and she said, Uncle Les, because she when she's on stage, she can do the full RP, but she still keeps her Scouse accent. She went, they're looking for an actor to play me dad in Venice Preserved. And I thought, oh, this is my chance. And she said, do you know any? I went, hello, Jodie. Yeah, there's a similarity. You know, I'm your uncle. It's not far removed. And she went, would you do it? Would you do it? So I said, I'd love to. So I went to meet Prasanna Pawanaraja, the director, and he said, you know, I auditioned for it, and he gave me the part, and I did that. And I also did for Phil Breen. I did the restoration comedy, which the title of which has flown out of my head. I only did last year. I played Colonel Bully.
It happens to us a lot.
Welcome.
Yeah. So what's your next thing? What are you doing next when we can?
Well, the next job that I have that's definite, and I went again to audition just before lockdown, is to go to the next August to start rehearsals at the ENO. So I presume I'm allowed to say that. I don't know whether I am, but
well, you have.
I have now.
Too late. It's out there.
Too late. I said it.
Great.
But that's exciting, isn't it? I mean, when you think about all the times we had and all those years and all the characters we played. I remember when we were in the studio at night, John K. Cooper coming down saying, come on, and we'd do a sketch, we'd race to the back of the audience, stick on a wig, stick on a costume, and race back and do another sketch, wouldn't we?
I think it was great rep training, wasn't it?
Oh, it was amazing.
You know, like in a week we'd get, I don't know, a dozen sketches. They'd be rewritten throughout the week.
And on the day.
Sometimes on the day. So literally you had to go out there and play all those characters, you know, and kind of supporting Russ in his, you know, all his great characters that he did. But we had a laugh, and I always remember those, you know, those when we went filming to places. I think we went down to Plymouth, didn't we?
Plymouth for a month we were,
yeah.
Les, can I ask you, as a little boy, what was the moment when, because you are comedy, what was the moment when you realised that was who you were, that was your core? to be funny? Was there a sort of a realization?
I used to sit with my family and watch Sunday night at the London Palladium and absolutely adore it. And, you know, everybody, I went to the same school that John Lennon had gone to before, you know, Quarry Bank, where he formed the Quarrymen and then the Beatles, and had the same headmaster. And I remember that all the kids in Liverpool either wanted to be, you know, play for Liverpool or Everton, or they wanted to be, you know, a Beatle. They wanted to be, but I wanted to be Jimmy Tarbuck. When I used to sit and watch Jimmy Tarbuck hosting that show, I used to.
So you knew there was a thing then that absolutely spoke to you.
Yeah, and the Royal Court Theatre, which I've just talked about, was the first theatre where I saw Ken Dodd on stage.
Oh wow!
Doing his show.
I'm surprised you got out of the theatre.
Yeah.
You don't.
I was probably about 8 or 9, and I remember sitting there thinking, you know, that's what I want to do. And then
in those days, did he stay on forever then?
I think so. I remember it was the school night, and we got home quite late. So you know,
I remember seeing him in Blackpool in the Winter Gardens. We went in at 7, and by midnight he was still saying, "Don't let them go, don't let them go." Everybody was, but he was
amazing.
Funny. One of the stories about you, Les, I remember, and I quote this when I do things now, is you in a working man's club, and you said to me you were going down really badly, but you wouldn't come off because you had to get paid. And the guy came on, and can you remember what he said to you? What you told me?
Well, yeah, because they used to, all the other comics nicknamed me Bronco because I wouldn't come off. Because I could stay on. Because literally I thought, well, you know, if you go off, if you don't get your money, you get your money docked. So I would stay on and work to one table, even if they weren't enjoying it. I would just look, and I'd look at the clock, there'd be a clock at the back of the room, and I'd think, just do your time, just do your time. And I was on this time in the Northeast, in a place, where was it? Washington. Yeah. The White House in Washington. And I remember within 10 minutes I'd emptied the room. It was all men. And you know, I was doing Frank Spencer and impressions, and these blokes looking at me kind of going, what the hell's he doing? And this constant secretary came on and he went, "Come off, bonny lad, don't punish yourself."
That's so kind.
Isn't that brilliant? I quote it wherever I go. It's just a brilliant story.
Who do you do as well?
I did Who Do You Do, yeah.
Did we do it at the same time? Because that was the first job I ever did. I can't remember.
Wow. We probably did, yeah. I mean, it was like a conveyor belt, wasn't it? You went on and did your spot. Yeah. And I can remember that was the first time I met Dustin, because Dustin was already a star then. You know, he was kind of had already. It was his birthday 2 days ago.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
He would have been 78.
Dustin had a friend in Sunderland who lived in the same road as me, a lady friend. What was her name?
What Dustin
had a lady friend where he always used to go and stay with her in Sunderland.
Oh, okay.
And that's when I first met him years and years ago. I mean,
right.
So it's such
funny
huge
about
connections, aren't there?
Justin used to live in Cemetery Road, didn't he?
He lived in Cemetery Road in
Cemetery Road.
In Swinton,
God.
Yeah. And he one night when he had gone badly on stage, you know, he was on stage and he was dying, and I always remember it was in Liverpool, and this bloke kept shouting, "Get him off, and he said to this bloke, he said, "Look," he said, "all you've done every time I've done a gag or got to a gag, you've just gone, you know, shouted, 'Get him off.' I thought, you Liverpool people, you're supposed to be funny. Can't you say something constructive?" And he went, "Meccano."
I'm going to write that down. I'm going to use that.
And then Justin said to them, he said, "Tonight," he said, "I will go home and I will go into my house and I'll walk up the stairs and I'll open the curtains and I'll look across at the cemetery and say, 'You think you bastards died?'"
Oh, I'm writing that down as well.
Brilliant.
He was amazing. He was amazing. And
so wonderful.
Les, if you had like a magic wand or a genie saying to you, one more wish. What would you really love to do, career-wise?
Well, I think it's still Shakespeare. It would still be Shakespeare, because I went to the RSC and I did those plays, but they were restoration plays. So I think now I would love to play one of the Shakespeare, maybe The Fool in Lear or something. You know,
Yeah.
that would be
Brilliant.
That'd be brilliant.
You'd be so good. You'd be amazing.
So, yeah. I'm
Well,
getting
What do you
look
think
for
is
it.
your Les, do you think if you look back now, what would you actually say was your highlight? What was the most enjoyable time?
I think that very
Apart from
short,
being with me, of course, but you know,
well, that comes into it, because that very short time of working with Dustin, you know, starting on the Madhouse, and then, you know, when John K. Cooper gave us the Vera Mavis little set in the show, and then deciding to become a double act. I mean, literally, it was from 1982 to 1986. It was a very short time, but it was a whirlwind time. We became so big so quickly. You know, we were there the night Tommy Cooper died. We were the next act on after him, while they were seeing to him. And Dustin said, that's the way I'd like to go. And you've got to be careful what you wish for, because only 2 years later, he collapsed in Southport Theatre. But that time with him, spending that time with this great talent, he taught me so much. And I've, you know, missed him to this day. But there have been some great highlights. I did Me and My Girl in the West End, which was...
Of course you did, which I went to several times,
And, you know, and I've had a career in musicals and theatre, as well as comedy. So I've been really lucky, you know.
Yeah.
It's been
really talented.
Well,
darling.
really talented. Yeah, really talented.
But also, Les, one of the nicest people in our business.
I wouldn't say that. You know him.
You
be careful, because Margaret will be on to you, Sherrie.
Yes.
Say that.
You see, now he is. I always say that he's the loveliest person you'll ever meet.
Thank you.
And the kindest.
I agree. I
Thank you.
agree. He's so lovely.
All right, Dee, don't get carried away.
Margaret, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear the way Sherrie spoke to Dee?
I did. Margaret would be writing
exactly. Well, it's just so fantastic to see you, Les, and you look well, although I'm sure you had a late night.
Yes, it was a celebration, a lockdown celebration, listening to Chelsea beat Man City, which meant that Liverpool have become the champions for the first time in 30 years. It was weird, because, you know, it should have happened back in May.
Oh yes, of course.
And without the crowds and the celebration, you know, it was everybody screaming and shouting in their own back gardens. But it was great. It's great that they've done it.
Did you expect them to win?
Well, I think, you know, we were about 24 points ahead at one point.
Oh.
So, you know, it was always on the cards, but it got, you know, we had that delay of over 12 weeks. So yeah, it's great to.
And also, this lockdown has been so strange, hasn't it? Have you coped really well in the lockdown, do you think?
I think so. You know, what I've loved is being, you know, with the kids, having more time with them,
being at home,
being at home more.
Family.
So that's been great. But I think, you know, like everybody, we just had to get through it. And it's been hard at times, and you miss people. And this, you know, this Zoom is great, isn't it? Just chatting to you. You're more people that I've chatted to in ages, other than little ones and my wife.
Thank you so much.
It's true.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thanks, darling. It's lovely to see you, and hopefully, I'm not that far from you. We will get together as soon as we can.
Yeah, we might bump into each other in the hairdressers again if we're lucky.
Yeah, you never know. Oh, it's lovely to see you all.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you, Les.
Love to Claire.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you soon.
You put the phone down first. Love you.
Love you.
Put the phone down.
Love you.
No, you put the phone
Love
down.
you. Love you more.
You.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh,
what a lovely guy.
he really is one of the loveliest men you will ever meet.
You
His
can tell.
stories are so wonderful too. They're hysterical.
Oh, and they're endless. You know, you only heard that bit. You know, his career has been amazing, and
Big talent.
yes, he is.
very lucky to know these people. Very privileged.
Yeah,
We
And
are.
also,
they're
the
very,
fact that they
very
come into-
special people.
the
Yes.
fact that they come into our nest.
Yeah,
I
I know.
And they want
fly
to.
in. They fly into the nest. Anyway, we've got to talk. I'm sorry, I'm scratching here. I've still got this moth thing. You know, this
Oh.
flash.
Yes.
Oh, anyway,
Oh, you poor
scratching,
thing.
moving, everything. But let's talk about something more interesting. It's the last weekend of our competition, so it's
Oh, the competition.
The
It
competition.
is.
So remember, it is the competition is 2 nights at the Gibbon Bridge Hotel for a midweek break as soon as they reopen.
And the most amazing wines with stories. Every bottle of wine has an amazing story. It is the most beautiful wine. You can't afford not to enter this competition to try and get some.
And Sharon Burbridge, who is the most exquisite, wonderful psychic, tells everyone's fortunes, but you will have a special reading with her. She actually goes to people all over the world. She can't even say who. Like celebrities like,
Ooh.
we're not saying any names. But anyway, she is an amazing, amazing psychic. And that is a really big thing for this competition. Yes.
And Harley Street Skin Clinic
Good
is
girl.
giving away £200 worth of products, plus a facial, which is called the red carpet facial. How exciting is that?
Yes, are you entering,
£200 worth
Sherrie?
of products.
Sherrie, are you entering?
I've done it 5 times. Don't tell anybody.
Listen, guys, we've got to think about tomorrow, because tomorrow is our special Saturday brunch with Richard Arnold.
Oh,
We're all
yes.
going to bring a lovely dish. So I know, Debbie, obviously, I don't quite know how you're going to manage that, because I know you don't do the cooking thing. But we're all going to bring our favourite brunch dish to Saturday. So I will
Yummy.
see you there.
See you there.
Yes, you're there.
See you.
Can't
Have a
wait.
nice weekend.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.